today is very exciting. I'm sure you guys woke up and said, I would like to learn how to express frequency in Spanish. Is that what it was? Yeah. So that's some good news. That's what we're going to talk about. That's right. Expressing frequency using adverbs. Now, when we do that, we express frequency using words like always, or never, or sometimes, or every once in a while. That's what we're talking about today. The words that we have from the vocab that will help us to do that are siempre, todos los días, mucho, a veces, de vez en cuando, poco, rara vez, and nunca. And that's from one extreme to the other. Okay? And there's three categories we're going to put these in. Okay? The first category for using these adverbs, expressing frequency, are the ones that are that can be placed, or not can be, I'll say usually placed before the verb. Okay? So these ones here are usually placed before the verb. First one would be siempre. Okay? We got siempre, rara vez, and nunca. Okay, let's talk about what these mean. What does siempre mean?
Always.
Always. Okay. Rara vez would be rarely, and nunca is never. Okay. Now, when I say they're usually placed before the verb, okay, an example would be yo siempre estudio. I always study. Or yo rara vez estudio. Or yo nunca estudio. Okay? That's usually how it's placed. I always study, rarely study, I never study. Even how it is in English. Okay? Now, when I say before the verb, I don't mean necessarily directly in front of the verb, because it can be siempre yo estudio. You can just some place before the verb is what it is. So if you want to put it before or after the pronoun, it doesn't matter. Siempre yo estudio, yo siempre estudio. Either way. So those are our three usually placed before the verb. What do you think our next category is? Yeah. Usually placed after the verb. Okay. There's two of them. Mucho and poco. What does mucho mean? So often or a lot. Okay. And poco? Little or a little bit. Okay. Again, placed after the verb. So if we use the same kind of verb we've been using, yo estudio mucho, or yo estudio poco. I study a lot or often, or I study a little. Okay, and again, usually placed after. Now, back to these ones beforehand. These do kind of follow English. And normally you are going to place the pronouns before the verb, but if you want to place siempre after, it could work. Yo estudio siempre. Okay, it's like in English saying, I always study, I study always. Now, if you're going to say it in English, most likely you're going to put always before. That's just kind of the way we speak. Okay, but it can be placed after. People still won't understand you. These two, not so much. Okay, it's very not right to say yo mucho estudio. Okay, because it's like saying I much study, or I a lot study, or I little study. Okay, it sounds a little broken, so it doesn't quite work as well. But again, those are after. Now the third category, we have a third category. We have before, after. What the third one be? Right. These ones can be placed before or after the verb. These ones, you can put it wherever you would like to. There's 3 of them. And they are todos los días. Okay. A veces. And de vez en cuando. So, either before or after. What do they mean? What's todos los días? Every day. Okay, a veces means sometimes. And finally, de vez en cuando. Once in a while. Okay? Again, placed either before. Yo todos los días estudio. Or yo estudio todos los días. Every day I study every day. Not much of a difference. Yo a veces estudio a veces. Sometimes I study sometimes. Yo de vez en cuando estudio, or yo estudio de vez en cuando. Every once in a while I study every once in a while. Just like in English. So one of the things you notice is these are used kind of how we use them in English. They follow that same pattern. But sometimes the problem with thinking that is it can still confuse us because some things in in Spanish follow English grammar, others don't. Here's a simple rule. If you guys like things that are simplified, a couple questions. How many are here? 3. How many are here? 2. Which one has more? 3 does. Right. Okay. These go before, these go after. These can go either before or after. If you want to make it simple, this is what I'm thinking. If these can go before and these can go before, you can just tell yourself, put them all before the verb except those 2. Because it's easier to pick out 2 of them, going, oh yeah, there's just 2 of them that don't. Put them all before the verb except those 2, you'll be right 100% of the time. Okay? So again, if you're struggling with this, you kind of have a hard time with the grammar, just think everything will go before the verb except mucho and poco. Those will go after. You'll be right. Okay? If it does make sense, you can always go with the whole, well, it kind of follows like in English, so I'll just do it the way English does. It works as well. Okay? Or if you really want to learn everything, you can go before, after, both. Again, it's just memorization. Are there any questions about this concept?